to what Duncan was going through earlier last year? Is a slump the shooters got to shoot through, basically.
Uh, Look, each guy, it's a different deal. So I don't necessarily think you can compare. Um, I think the more relevant thing is, and it's not an excuse, it's just a reality. Like, with the moving parts, we've shifted Max's role like 3 or 4 different times this year, and it is hard for shooters to have great rhythm and flow when just the foundational role is changing a lot. Okay, now we have empathy and understanding about that. I think, as we're starting to get healthier, I think that role clarity will help. 3 point, uh, you know, ignitable guys need that flow, need a rhythm, need a synergy with everybody to get that confidence. And that's what we've been working on, and I think that's going to help all of our shooters. I'm already seeing like the quality of our shots improving, um, and then it's a matter of them seeing two go in a row, and then they take care of the rest. The ignitability and the flammability, like that just that just happens at that point. Um, but there's some better things happening for us offensively. I really like the shots we generated, particularly in the first half the other night. Uh, when we start getting guys back together, I think there's going to be a great balance between our rim pressure, paint pressure, and our 3 point shooting. Um, when we have guys out, it's just by any means necessary. And if other teams know that we're just kind of tapping into one specific part of the menu, it becomes a little bit easier to defend.
You guys are up to eighth, I think, in 3 point attempts, but you're not where you want to be in percentage. Has it been a challenge to kind of keep the attempts up while the shots might not be going in at the rate that you want yet?
No, not necessarily. I see that trending in a better direction. And again, I think it's the balance. I think as we get guys back, I think we're going to have a real good balance of paint pressure and threes. And I think that synergy between the two is already happening. It hasn't necessarily affected the result, but the process, I feel much better about this process the last 2 or 3 weeks than I did 6 weeks ago.
Tyler's mentioned the importance a couple times of shooting quickly off the catch. What does that do to your offense? How does that help?
His diversity and versatility is paramount for him and for us. Um, if it only becomes pick and roll basketball, it can be schemed, and uh, that's what we saw with the Bulls and what we've seen. With the majority of the teams, they're going to trap those pick and rolls and get the ball out of his hands. We do have some counters for that, and we're getting better, and he's getting much more comfortable getting trapped. But he has an ability with a lot of those high usage guys that are only pick and roll guys. Tyler can just as effectively play out off the ball, and that's much more difficult to scheme against. So he's being a lot more assertive on those plays, and then he gets his steady diet of pick and rolls as well.
Jimmy with his illness and Kyle with his knee, how they've been feeling the last 24 hours.
They both practiced today.
And then
It was good. It was good, Jim. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then Jim Larinaga, the UM coach, was nominated for the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Jeez, where was my bend? That's incredible.
And yeah, I know you've worked with him a bit.
That's so awesome. Well, I mean, and so deserving. I mean, he's won with multiple programs. I just love the way he builds a program, and that's at all levels. They play a fun style of basketball. They bring in, high quality student athletes, and he also generates like an interest in the program. But I think that's because of his personality and his enthusiasm and his passion. If you spend any time with him, you're drawn to him. He's super approachable and a really a fun guy to be around. But his basketball acumen is Hall of Fame worthy. Like he's top of the food chain at what he does. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.